Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angelic. Going to be showing you a tutorial using the Benefit Brow Styler. I know I've done a lot of brow tutorials on my channel and some of you guys really appreciate that because that's why you subscribe to me in the first place. However, I do get comments sometimes with people saying like, why do you show us this product and then say, oh no, use this product. Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is give you guys options and kind of like tell you guys how these products are and how you can use them if you do decide to purchase them. I am in a very fortunate situation where a lot of these brands send me these brow products for free. The majority of you guys followed me from the brow tutorial that went viral. I feel like it's my duty to give you guys as many options as I can and to introduce you guys to new products as they come out, and this is a new product from Benefit. And I just had a lot of people asking me for a tutorial with this. So the brow styler, it is a combination of two things. On one end you have the pencil. Now the pencil is more like the goof proof brow pencil. It's like a long flat. It's not like a thin pencil tip. I've been using this a lot, by the way, so that's why it's kind of lost its shape a little bit, but if you turn it sideways you can use it as a pencil, as a thin pencil if you need to, like if you just want to use the tip. One thing I do like to really try to use these products before I do a tutorial on them so that I can really tell you guys the things that I like about them and the things that I don't. Unless it's first impression review, then I'll let you know that, but I have been using this, so this is not a first impression. On the other end, you twist, and it's got this little brush right here, and it's got brow powder inside. Now, this is the shade 3, which is like a medium brown, and also, this is the first time I've ever done a brow tutorial, I think, where I'm not wearing a wig. This is my real hair. I'm tired of you guys dragging me in my comments for wearing wigs in my brow tutorial. So, lesson learned. How I like to use this product is I like to start off with the pencil end. And I like to use the little point, and that's how I map out my brows. I do this in every tutorial, but I want to do it again because I think you guys really enjoy learning how to map out the brows. So I'm going to take the pencil in the crook of my nose right here, and I'm going to go straight up like, you know, the corner of your eye, and I'm going to make a line. Okay, and then I'm going to go the crook of my nose. Listen, some people use the tip of their nose, some people use the crook of their nose. You can make that decision yourself. For me, I like to use the crook of my nose to get to my brow arch because I feel like that's where it suits me best. So right through there, and then right through the center of your eye. Like the center of your pupil. And then the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye. And that marks that off. So then I like to outline the whole thing. I like to come down here first. I usually start on the bottom. Now, I know that a lot of people that follow me because we all have sparse brow hairs. If you do still have some brow hairs, then what I suggest to make this look more natural is to go within the line of where your natural brow hairs are. So you can see mine come down here. I actually need to pluck these a little bit, but when you've had sparse hairs, you don't even want to pluck the ones that don't need to be there because it's like there's hair there. I'm just going to try to follow the line of where it normally is, but sometimes I just have to guess at it. So I'm going to go here. And then the top, I'm going to definitely, I have more hairs on the top than I do the bottom. So I definitely want to stay within that hair line. So right on the edge of it. I don't want to go above it. So, and then I'm coming up here to where my arch is supposed to be. I'm going to curve it where my arch is supposed to be. And then I'm going to bring it down to where my brow tails should be. And then I'm going to connect the bottom. I know this can look a little bit hard and intimidating at first, but I promise if you practice that, it gets a lot easier. I don't even map my brows out anymore. I just go in and do it. I don't do the 3 lines. just did it for the purposes of this video to show you guys. And then I'll just take like my finger and tap out those lines on the end so it doesn't look so weird. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to fill it in. It's super easy and it's super quick. Like I'm not even trying to make hair-like strokes. You can if you want to, but I'm trying to make this as simple as possible because I know that a lot of people have commented saying they have a hard time doing the hair-like strokes. And we can always go back and do that later if we need to. But I just like to kind of lay this down first. Now, if you already have nice, natural, full brows, well, first of all, this probably isn't the tutorial for you. But second of all, you probably will just want to do the hair-like strokes in the places where you are a little bit more bare or need to be filled in. But for those of us with sparse hairs, this is just an easy, foolproof technique to use. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is I like to take the powder in. Now, when you first get this, it will come out with quite a bit of powder, so I kind of like dust it off a little bit. I like to start at the arch and work my way out. See, that one little tap gave me that much powder. So I'm just going to blend it out so that the tail is darker. And then I'll start working my way in. And listen, you don't even have to use the powder. If you feel like this is enough coverage for you, as dark as you want or whatever, that's all you have to do. Like, just stop wherever your comfort level is. And if you want to keep going, you can. So I just fill in. I don't add any more product. I don't like dip back into the thing. And I add until I get to the front. And then I very lightly take the point of it and I flick it up so that it is more like hair-like strokes in the beginning. And it's a little bit, not like a ton. I don't want it to be like a super noticeable thing. But it's a little bit lighter in the front than the back. And if you are happy with this step and you want to stop here, you can stop here. If you want to do a little bit more, I go back to the pencil side and I use the very tip here to go back and create some hair-like strokes. You can't really see them that good, but I feel like it gives it just enough dimension to make it look a little more realistic. And then I very lightly flick them up in the front. Now, here's a tip that I've really been doing that I swear works so well. So I'm going to take the tip of this. I'm very lightly and very tiny strokes. I'm going to just really, just barely flick up right here. I'm not going up too high, just a little bit, because it's going to give the appearance of real life hairs. And then I've also been coming back here and doing it where the arch is, because people who have brow hairs, that's where they do have them, like, that's where they look a little more feathered. And it just gives the illusion that these are real hairs on us that have sparse hairs. Now, the last step that I do is I have to use something on the actual little bit of brow hairs that I do have left. Because like I said, we want to look like we have realistic hairs, even if we have any, even if they're like really light and you can hardly see them. I really like to use this Gimme Brow, and this is in the shade 3, and this is by Benefit too. And I feel like this pairs perfectly with the brow styler. So I like to make sure I get off the excess. I don't want like a ton of product on here because I don't want it to bunch up on the brow hairs and make it look like clumpy. So I started the tail of my brow, and I do not touch this to your skin. I only touch what hairs I have, and I brush them backwards. The reason that I do this is because this helps to lift the hairs and it puts the product under them, so it builds them up and it makes them more defined and more noticeable, especially if you have light brow hairs like I do. And it gives them volume and it makes it look like there's more hair there. You guys saw how many hairs I had. Now watch this. When I get to the front, I brush down because it's the opposite way and it's going to get up under there really good. Now I do this over the entire brow, all of the hairs that I have. Some places like here are really sparse, so there's not going to be anything. Then I go back and I brush everything into place. So here's the brow hairs, and look at this. I swear to God, this makes the biggest difference in my brow routine. If you have any hairs at all, any kind of sparse brows, lighter brows, this works wonders. And you can do this a couple of times if you need to. I usually only have to do it once. This stuff is really good. But do you see how many hairs that this makes it look like I have? Because we've built that up. It's like adding a volumizer to your brows. I don't even know how else to explain it. But like, I swear. And even right here, it almost looks like I have too many brows, so I just kind of like brush them over. But I like the feathered look because then it actually looks like girl brows. Okay, I'm gonna clean them up a little bit, but this is what they look like. Now listen, you can do your brows however you want. You can do them as thick as you want, as thin as you want. It's your own personal preference. I'm only trying to teach you the techniques for you to use at home with whatever products you have. If you want to purchase these, they're amazing and I highly recommend them. But if you can't afford them, that's fine. Use whatever you have and do your brows in whatever shape or style you want. These are just to teach you techniques that will help you to achieve the look that I'm doing. I do like to clean up underneath my brows a little bit, so I take a little bit of concealer on an angled brush and I just go right under and follow that line, just make it more even. So that we have a nice crisp brow. And then I just kind of, tap out the concealer and bring it down a little bit so that it's not like a harsh line. And if you need to carve out the top, you can. I typically don't. I do a pretty good job of keeping that where I want it. You can always do that. And then I like to tap it out so that it kind of blends in with the foundation and bronzer and stuff that I've already put on. And then the final step that I like to take, and obviously you don't have to use this and you can use whatever you have and you don't even have to do this, but Benefit makes a highbrow glow pencil. And they did send this to me in PR, so I wanted to try it and I liked it, so I've been using it. And what it is it's just like a brow bone highlight. So I just take it right here. It's very subtle, which is what we want for a more natural look. And then I just tap it out a little bit with my finger. And voila! And so this is what my brows look like. So we went from having nothing hardly to this, and it perfectly frames and shapes our face, and it looks so beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and do like some eyeshadow and lashes and lipstick and stuff like that to pull this look together, and then I'll come back and show you what the end result looks like so that you can see what my brows look like with a full face of makeup. Okay, you guys, so here are the brows with a full face of makeup. I know that you guys probably would have preferred a more natural look for a brow video, but I wanted to film 3 videos today. So I filmed a foundation base video, the brows, and then this review on the new ColourPop Meant to Be collection. Those videos will either be up or coming soon. I'm not sure which order I'm going to post these in. One thing that I do want to mention about this before I close it out. I use this. This is my simple, easy go-to. I use this brow product every day around the house and everything. But if I'm going out and I know it's going to be raining or something, this is not what I use, because if it gets wet, it's going to come off. It's going to rub off. It'll last all day as long as you don't touch it or get it wet. But it doesn't last as long as the Cabral. But I just wanted to give you guys another option for Brows, another product, if you guys were looking at it and wondering about it. So I'm just here to give you guys the information. You can purchase it or not purchase it. That's totally up to you. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Please click the bell so that you know when I do upload. February 3rd will make 2 years that I have been on YouTube. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers and I'm so eternally grateful for that, for all of you guys. I love you all. I will see you in my next one.